also glad to know that you are doing great as well.
Yes.
And welcome to today's session.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think I have heard a lot about you, Shanta.
Okay. Yeah. I used to work with Intalki earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up to December. I think I stopped working from December. Yes, and I have
Okay.
watched your videos as well. When I was a part of Intalki, we usually tend to look how other tutors are doing, right? So I watched couple of sessions of yours and other tutors on the platform just to learn how the conversation. Yeah, I mean, you were, I think, on the platform before me, so I was just checking out to see how you're doing and to learn something probably. But
Oh
please,
my
for the
God.
viewers' sake, I want you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, I want to say hello to all your viewers. I am Drishika and I reside in the northeastern part of India, which is Assam. And I have been acquainted with this platform for more than 2 years. Okay. And I love teaching English because it's my favorite subject. So, if I get the opportunity to guide someone in this language in a friendly way, I would be happy to do that. Can you please give me your introduction as well?
Sure. So my name is Shanta and I live in South India. I am from Karnataka. So I am a full-time homemaker and I am a computer science engineering graduate. I have also worked as a software engineer. But currently, I used to work as a spoken English trainer for Intalki, after which I started my own channel. So now I don't have time to do both. So I'm just concentrating on my channel. So that is what I'm doing full time now. So that's all about me. And honestly, I do not have any time for hobbies because this consumes a lot of my free time. I'm a homemaker, I have kids, I have a family to take care of. So I do not have that much time to pursue anything out of it. But this is my interest. I like talking to people and connecting. So that is what I'm doing for my channel. So yeah.
Oh,
What are your hobbies?
that's
Did you mention your hobbies? What do you
no,
like
actually,
doing?
I didn't. Okay. So, first of all, thank you for asking this question, Shanta. My hobbies are reading books, and in my free time, I also love writing poems. So, these are my
Oh.
hobbies.
Yes, these two things are, very underrated when it comes to learning English. I have also been an avid reader all my life. Since childhood, I have read so many books. I prefer reading storybooks, novels, and writing also. As a child, I used to write more, but now the habit just went away. As a child, when in my growing years in college, I would write articles for magazines, etc. But now I lost the habit of both reading and writing because I'm so much occupied with my everyday responsibilities. But these are two things I really love doing.
Oh, that's glad to hear, which means we share common interests, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So, you said that you loved writing. So, what did you used to write? Poems, stories, or anything like that? May I know?
I used to write poems like you, and I also liked penning down experiences. If somebody told me about their experience of going somewhere or something memorable that happened with them, I would listen, imagine, and then during my free time, I would write about it.
All right, that's good to hear. And now, do you ever feel the necessity to have you stored all of your writings now? Do you still take a look at them when you're feeling down? And how do you feel?
No, honestly, I moved a lot of places uh, to pursue my education. I moved from one city to other, like as a family, because my dad was in a transferable job. So we moved to a lot of different states and cities. So I do not have the practice of preserving what I've written because I would feel embarrassed, and I would have a thought that maybe if somebody read, they would make fun of me or something like that. So I never preserved what I had written, but now I feel I wish I had, because when you look back at what you had written and your journey, that would make you feel nostalgic, and it's a nice feeling actually, where I started and where I've come now. It's nice to preserve memories, but unfortunately I don't.
Okay, all right. I think here I can relate with you. We are on the same page. Started writing at the age of 7. And at that time, I didn't know that this is something which we can share with people. I wrote about small, small things like my experience in my school, classes, about my best friend, everything. Okay? And as days passed by, I thought that I think I should share it with my parents or I should share it with my siblings. I have two siblings. And
Okay.
once when I read my poem in front of them, they were like, okay, I think you can publish it somewhere. I was like, it's
Mm.
not that good. So they motivated me so, so much. And I always felt the necessity whenever I wrote something, I will share with them. That became my
Mm.
everyday habit.
Wow. And you are still writing poems.
Right.
Oh,
I do.
wow. Would you like to share something? Couple of lines?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. So basically, I wrote a particular poem. Okay. I do not remember the lines properly. Okay. But yeah, I can also share some shairis with you, which I
Yeah.
wrote.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they are in Hindi. All right.
Mm.
So that's yeah. So if you feel like okay, or someday if we connect again, I can share some poems with you because the shairis are in Hindi. Will that be okay?
You can share one or two of them. Yeah.
Okay, sure. All right. Please give me a minute.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay.
I always have the habit of recording them in notes part. I love writing them. So that's why I
Mm.
have a small application notes. There I write it. But until then, till I find my shairi, can you please tell me something about any of the points you remember, any theme that you wrote about particularly? What theme you used to select?
The theme would be variable. If I went out to visit some place or some zoo, some picnic from the school side, so I would just pen down those memories. And poems as when I was really little, maybe under 10, when I was like, 8, 9 years old. That time I used to write poems. But after that, I mostly wrote memories and other people's experiences, some random stuff. I did not have any specific theme for which I wrote, but just used to write random stuff.
Okay. So actually, I remember something about my poem, although I still have to complete it. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember that what was the theme that I used in writing my poem? It was something about the exploitation of the poor people, right?
Oh.
Like, for example, they are given false promises by the people that their life will be better. But the main reason is that they have to work, they have to be educated. Education is the only way by which they will get success. Because when a
Mm.
person is educated, they might not be rich economically, but literally they are rich. They know so many things about the world. If they
Yes.
are knowledge people, they also can give some statements which can help the society to a certain
Mm.
extent. So I
Mm.
feel like being rich does not mean to only be rich by money or wealth. Okay?
Mm.
Wisdom is also important. You also
Yes.
have to be rich intellectually. That is what I feel.
Yes. Yeah. Wisdom and experience. When you're,
Correct.
yeah, we can have examples of doctors who have certificates and other doctors who have experience, right? So
Correct.
sometimes we prefer elderly the elderly doctor because they have a lot of experience, though they have graduated years ago when the the education was not that much updated and they have not studied so much, but their experience counts, so you always rely on those kind of people. They have seen people and they have learned through real world examples.
Absolutely correct. You added a very beautiful point. Sometimes we tend to give importance to only wisdom, but experience also matters. Very
Right.
important.
Yes.
Right?
So I think you have had a lot of conversations on this platform. Do you remember roughly how many?
Yeah. Actually, first of all, if I have to remember, I still remember the faces of some learners. Like they were so, so much interested and excited to learn this language. So I cannot forget their faces. So I think I roughly had conversation with more than 250 people.
More than
If I have to
250.
remember, yeah,
Mm.
it can be more than that or less than that, but I
Mm.
remember
Mm.
approximately.
So you have dealt with learners of all stages, like beginners, intermediate, right? So if when it comes to beginners, so they, for example, if a person understands the language, just understands, but is not able to speak, what would you tell them? How should they start learning to speak?
Okay, that's a good question. So I have come across many learners who have asked this question. They
Mm.
have the eagerness to learn this language, but they don't know where to start from.
Mm.
So I always tell them one most important thing. That is, most of the times we give importance to reading, writing, and speaking, but
Mm.
we ignore the listening part. Listening is very important. Just like now, I am listening to you, I am learning many things from you. You are listening to me, so you are able to know some things about me. So, listening is very, very important. So, nowadays, the world, it's a digitalized era. So, you can easily go on YouTube, you can listen to some good speakers, okay?
Mhm.
Or you can also listen to some kids' stories. You don't have
Yeah.
to start with something bombastic, something very, very advanced level. No. Start from something small also, little also. Efforts
Mm.
count. So I always tell them to listen to good English videos, which are in simple English, because I know English is not our mother tongue. It's not possible to learn that language in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, right? So that's the thing. That is what I tell them. And I also tell them that not to feel demotivated and not to compare themselves with others. Everyone has their own capacity. Okay? Some
Mm.
can learn very, some might take things slowly, but it does not mean that they are bad at this language
Correct.
because
Mm.
fluency, that
Mm.
is what we got to know in our childhood. So this is what I feel. Having little bit of patience, taking things slow, and listening practice. All these things are equally important.
Mm. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's well said. And one more question from my end. Please tell my viewers a little bit about the Intalki app.
Sure, of course. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to give a brief about our application. In our Intalki application, we provide one-to-one sessions with experienced tutors. All of our tutors, they are fluent in English, and by communicating with the learners, they can easily know about the level of the learner, whether they are beginner level, intermediate level, or advanced level speakers. And accordingly, they will give a comfortable learning environment to the learners. And as it's one-to-one session, so they will feel comfortable to talk with the tutors. Okay?
Mm.
And apart from that, we also provide free materials. If, for example, they have a session today, so they will be asked by the tutor that whether they want to continue with general conversation or with the topic. And in every session, we provide different topics. They will also be given PDF where a reading section will be there, new vocabularies will be there, and whatnot. And it's
Mm.
written in simple English. They don't have to worry. And if they want to know more about the application, they can also surely visit the FAQ section of our application and they can also contact us or reach out to us. We will be there to help out.
Yeah. And is there any criteria that they have, even beginners can join the platform?
Of course, like they are welcome to join. Here we do not have any level. Like beginners, those people who has not spoken in English before, this is their first time. To build their foundation, they can join our application.
Mm. And this, they can book sessions between 10 a.m. to 12 midnight, right? If I'm right?
They will be able to book sessions between 10 a.m. till 11:30 p.m. at midnight.
Okay, yeah, 11:30 p.m. So it is not 24/7, it's 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And
Correct.
the
Right.
Inktalki provides one-on-one video calls only, right? Any group sessions or audio calls?
No, it's one-to-one session till now. And one more thing, if they want to cancel a session, they will have to they can cancel a session. It's not an issue. They can let
Mm.
us know like 3 hours before the session time. And if they want to book any session, they can book 5 hours before the session time. Like this, they can carry on with the booking part.
Yes. And the duration is also, they have two choices, right? Either 15 minutes or half an hour.
Correct. Right. And one more thing I would love to add, as we know that trust is very important. The learners, they want to know how our application is, then only they will join, right? So if they are interested to know more about the application, they can first book a demo. And there also many learners have this thought, and it's practical, that will my money, what will happen if I don't like the demo? So the demo is refundable. If in case they are not satisfied with the quality of the demo, they will also be refunded the money back. Okay? Within 1 hour or within the next working day, they will be done back.
Oh, wow. That is a nice addition that I did not know when I was working. Okay. The demo amount is refundable if you're not satisfied with it.
Right.
Hmm.
Correct.
Okay. Right. So anything else from your end?
Of course, of course. So I think you are doing a great job, like, it's not an easy task connecting to many people. They might be facing many problems. You are trying to solve their problem by taking sessions, by sharing some informative videos. So I just want to say thank you for doing this great job. And I also want to say to all of your viewers and all the learners who will be watching this video that everything has a first time. There is a first time for everything. So no
Hmm.
need to be scared, okay? And no need to be already fluent to learn any language. They can start from the very beginning. It's not a big deal. Okay? That is what I want to say. And of course, we all will be there to help out. Just no need to worry.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. So should we be ending the session here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. So much for joining today's session. And I think I learned a lot of things from you. The way you speak, it's commendable. The way you are able to provide your viewpoint to the other person, that is also good. That's great.
Thank you so much. You are a very friendly person. So I insist anybody who wants to join Intalki, you will find tutors like her who are really friendly and you will definitely feel comfortable. And yes, as you said, there is a first time to everything. When I spoke for the first time on video call, that was terrible as well. So everybody has their own first time. Doesn't matter whether you're fluent in the language or you're just starting out. So at least put effort and at least start, then you see where you go, but at least start. So, yeah,
Right.
lovely talking to you, Drishika. So, you have a good night.
Same here. Take care of yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.